leaders manage a crisis? What do they do? What are some things that you can do if you're trying to elevate yourself as a leader? Well, in this video, I'm going to share with you things that great leaders do in a crisis. And I want to share this with you because many of you that are watching my channel are at a place in your career where you're ready to elevate and you're ready to go to those higher level roles, whether that be a manager role or perhaps a senior VP role or a C-suite role, or you're a business owner, you're an entrepreneur. And I want to share with you that crisis situations, oh, they happen. They definitely happen. And it's how you respond to them is what makes the difference and what will actually help you to become a great and amazing leader. So if this sounds like something that you are interested in learning more information about, this is a place you want to be. Feel free to like the video if you're enjoying the content so far and subscribe. This is great. It's something for you to learn a lot of information about. If you are a woman in leadership and you're ready to elevate yourselves in your career, this is the absolute best time for you to do so. And following me will be a great help to you as well. Now, I want to preface this by saying that, as I mentioned, leadership happens, crisis happens. How you respond to it will determine your future as a leader. And so the first thing that I want to share with you when you are in those leader situations, and these are things that great leaders do when a crisis situation happens, is the first thing they do is they pause. There is always a pause. There has to be, you have to have some type of system in place when you're in leadership, especially when you're at those higher levels, when you're trying to communicate with other people. And in order for you to do that, you have to really stop and you have to process your information as quickly as possible. So the first thing you want to do to become that great leader in a crisis situation, because people don't talk about this, is you have to pause. Like, you have to pause first and think about what's going on. You have to be able to assess the situation, look around. How is everybody responding? Are they looking like they're concerned? Or are they looking like, oh my gosh, the sky is falling and we're all going to just, perish? What is everybody doing? What is going on? And take a moment to just really observe. And if this is something that you have not heard of before, this is an important skill. People think that listening is important, and it is. Listening is critically important when you're trying to elevate yourself as a leader, but even more so important is how you are using your eyes, if you can, and listening and observing in terms of what people are actually doing and saying in a crisis, because you're going to need this information to help you as we're going down toward a couple other steps in this system I'm developing for you and sharing with you that will help you be able to manage these situations when crisis scenarios come up. So first is you want to pause first and just see exactly what's going on with the situation. Now, before I go into the next one, I want to say hello to those of you who are joining live today. I appreciate you being here. And if you are really ready to elevate how you are as a leader, how you're acting as a leader, how you're communicating as a leader, this is a place for you to be at today. Feel free to ask me any questions as it relates to navigating yourself as a leader, communicating at the higher level. These are advanced skills I'm sharing with you. So if this sounds like something you are really ready to do and step into that best version of yourself, then this is a place for you to be. Feel free to subscribe to the channel. I have a lot of great content, and ask me any questions. I'm here to support you on your journey. So I want to say hello to everyone before I go into the second step in the system in terms of how you become a great leader in a crisis situation. So I want to say hello to Money G. Hello. Hello, Courtney. Hello. Welcome, welcome. If you all have any questions, feel free to let me know. And please let me know where you are joining from in the beautiful world today. Feel free to let me know. I'm interested to see. And if you have any questions, let me know. So we talked about the first thing you need to do, to what great leaders do in a crisis situation. And the first is they actually pause first. So they pause to assess the situation. And Money G, thank you for subscribing. Awesome. Okay, we have AR 12 Games present. If you have a question, feel free to go ahead and ask it. I'm going to go ahead and keep going into the systems because I want to make sure I keep this live very condensed to just give you as much value as I can. Learn from my over 20 years of experience as a C-suite executive, a manager and a director, a public speaker, and executive coach that will fast track your career very, very quickly. So we talked about the first step in the process is to pause first. So just pause, observe everybody. How are they responding? Do they look like they're concerned? Do they look like they're not concerned? Is the sky truly falling, or is it just a minor issue you're dealing with? The second scenario or second step I want you to do is when you have a crisis situation, and this is what great leaders do, is to get your intel fast. You need to get information as quickly as possible. You may be wondering, well, who do I ask? How do I get this information quickly? Well, this all happens before the crisis starts. You have to develop a group of trusted people that you feel like will be able to help you and that will provide you with very unbiased information. I'll tell you, just from my years as being a leader, you don't want to get information from people that are highly emotional. Because when you are in that leadership role, you have to communicate that very calm demeanor at all times. And if you have the person there that is telling you, oh my gosh, the sky's falling, I don't know what to do, that's not helping you make the decisions you need to make as a leader. So before crisis happens, if you're in any leadership role, whether you own your business or whether you are in a C-suite role, a manager role, director role, any leadership role, find out those people that you know you can get reliable information from. And if you can't get information from specific people in your inner circle, then you may need to reach out to external agencies and build some contacts there. So get your intel fast. Get it quickly, because you have to make pretty quick decisions when you are in a crisis situation. So that is the second part of the step. Now, the next thing you want to do is you have to set the tone. So you have to set the tone. You have to basically be that, I would say, brick wall, so to speak. People are going to feed you a lot of energy. In a crisis, things are very highly emotionally charged most of the time. And so you have to be that wall is just going to bounce things back, or it's not going to go through. So for instance, if it's a very emotional situation that comes up, then what you want to do is be very calm, be very level-headed. So set the tone. If you are having people telling you the sky is falling, people's crying, and you just don't, everybody's very emotional, if you respond back in a way that reflects an executive presence, reflects that, you know what, everybody, all is well, we're going to be fine, then people will start to mirror that tone from you, and they'll start to calm down also. So that's the third thing. And I'm going to go into the fourth, and I'll go into your questions that you have here. The fourth part of my system to help you manage crisis like a great leader is to make a decision. So remember, we went through a couple steps already. The first step was to do what? The first step was to make sure you pause. Second is to get your intel really fast. Third is you need to set the tone, help everybody just calm down and relax. And fourth, you need to make a decision. So whatever that decision is, you need to make it very quickly with the information you have. And a lot of times you have to preface it this way and say, this is the best decision that I can make with the information that I have. Sometimes you may not have all the information. It may not be the best decision, but guess what? This is the information that you have. And so make the decision from there. And the most important part about making the decision, I would say as a follow-up to that, is how you are communicating that decision to other people. That is critically important, because your tone of voice and how you communicate will either help people relax or help people get really excited and be really concerned. So your communication skills are really important. And if it's something that you want to learn more information about in terms of how you can really manage yourself, control your emotions as a leader, not get so emotionally upset, then reach out to me. Contact me here. You can leave me a message on here on YouTube. Sorry about that. You can also leave me a message on LinkedIn at Dr. Jacinta Lamantai, or on Instagram at X Like Excellence also. So contact me. I'll be able to have a conversation with you. We can come up with a strategy to help you really go to that next level as a leader. So I went through those very quickly because I want to make sure I answer any of your questions. So the first question that I have, AR 12 Games asked me, how did you start YouTube? So I started YouTube many years ago. I started YouTube, and I was at a place personally that I was ready to get started. I've always wanted to be present on YouTube. I've always wanted to be able to help people learn some of those strategies and techniques that I simply didn't know how to manage when I was going through my role as a C-suite executive and as a manager and a director. I found that there's not a book that tells you this is how you manage all crisis situations. Most of the time, and a lot of things you hear on YouTube, it's a lot of theory and it's a lot of fluff, but I see a lot of people talking about those things, which is helpful, but sometimes you just need to hear it from people that have actually been through it and have been through those very friendly situations and been through those very contentious situations. So I decided to start my business, which is Excite Excellence Incorporated, to be able to help people just like you to elevate themselves as leaders. My main focus is working with women in leadership, but in my channel, I have a lot of people that are subscribed that are not women in leadership. And I'm glad that they're here because I know they're taking how they are communicating very seriously. And I want to support them even if they're not in my direct audience that I communicate with most of the time. So that's how I started YouTube, to be able to just have a legacy and help other people in the world years and decades from now that may be trying to navigate how to just manage their lives as leaders and balancing things, and what should they say, what should they not say, how can they really present themselves as that best version of themselves. And that's why I'm here. That's why I'm here on YouTube, to be able to provide that information to them. So that's a really good question, AR Games. I appreciate you, AR12 Games. I appreciate you asking that. And if you have any other questions, feel free to let me know. And for those of you who have just joined, welcome, welcome. Glad you're here today. I have just went over what great leaders do in a crisis. Now, I just gave you a roadmap. I gave you my system that I personally use and have used for over the past 20 years that has helped me to be able to communicate in a very calm way and still show that I'm in control of a situation in a crisis when it comes up as best as you can. So if you have any questions specifically about this, feel free to let me know. And if you're watching this via replay, let me know what questions you have. I'd like to know from you all, what kind of crisis situations have you dealt with as leaders? I've seen a lot, but I haven't seen everything. So I would like to hear from you in terms of some things and challenges that you have faced along the way, and how we can maybe perhaps collaborate and talk and be able to help other people that are watching these videos. And if you found some help in this video, feel free to like it. It really truly does help it go out to other people. And if you have other colleagues of yours that are trying to elevate themselves as leaders, then feel free to share this with them. This is a channel where I'm going to share with you real strategies, real scenarios, real life situations that happen. There's a lot of theory, there's a lot of fluff out there, as I said earlier, and there's a lot of people that talk about leadership that have not really been in those very, very serious leadership roles, or have been in those situations where things have been very friendly all the time, or maybe they've been in situations where things have just been easy to do. No, I've been under the fire, okay? I've been under the fire, I've dealt with it. And so this is what I do on my channel. I tell you real life things that happen, in real life ways you can actually be able to manage it and communicate at that higher level than your peers. Now, I want to go through this also. So if you're just now joining, I have shared with you what great leaders do in a crisis. I have a system that I'm going to share with you in the next few moments. The first thing is what great leaders do in a crisis is they pause. They pause before they react. The second thing that great leaders do is they will take a few moments and get their intel fast. If you want to learn how to get intel fast, then you definitely want to watch the replay of this video. The third is to set the tone, calm everybody down. When it's a crisis, everybody's emotions are way up here. You got to calm them down. Fourth is to make a decision. And fifth is to make sure you communicate that decision in a very calm way that helps everybody to relax and understand that you're in control, you're going to manage the situation. Now, I've shared with you the framework, the system that has helped me for over the past 20 years as a C-suite executive, as a manager, as a director, to navigate very complex crisis situations that have came up. And if you want to learn more about this and maybe get some insight in terms of how you can use this information to help you on your journey, then reach out to me on any platform. I'm on LinkedIn at Dr. Jacinta Lamantai, and I'm also on Instagram at Excite Excellence as well. Contact me and we can set up a time to have a brief call and be able to go through that. I do have a leadership development program called the Real Executive Woman that I am launching very, very soon. And this is a program that's going to be truly transformative. There's other programs out there that I've noticed online. There's a program I believe that Harvard has, and I will tell you that my program is going to be way more comprehensive than that. So this is something you definitely want to be a part of if you're really trying to elevate yourself to that next level, whether you are in those senior leadership roles, or perhaps you are a business owner and you are managing a lot of people and you're trying to figure out, well, how can I make this work and really present my best self forward? So if you have any additional questions, feel free to let me know. I appreciate you all so much for helping my channel to grow. We're at 342 subscribers right now, and I'm just grateful for each and every one of you for spending time here. And I really want to help you. So feel free to let me know in the comments below what questions you have, what topics do you want me to cover. I'm here really to support you. And if you give me a topic and it's completely focused on the topics that we've discussed on my channel, you know what my main focuses are, then I will do a video just for you. So just make sure you leave it in the comments below. I'm here to really help you all on your journey. If you have any questions, let me know. I have a lot of other videos that will help you here. One video I recommend for you to watch, it's gotten a lot of views. It's a live video here on my YouTube channel. Is called Think on Your Feet. You'll take a look at it. It has several views on it right now, but it is a video that is a very popular live video that you should check out, especially if you are in this leadership world, as we're talking about right now. You want to be able to know how can you think on your feet. So I give you a framework and a process to help you start thinking on your feet and also be able to buy yourself some time. So I'm sharing with you not only what I've learned as a C-suite executive, as a manager, but also as a public speaker for the past 20 years. There's ways that you can answer questions and buy yourself time, even if you do not know the answers to all of the questions. If that sounds like something you want to learn more about, then check out the video. I look forward to seeing you all soon, and I hope you all have an amazing day. Bye for now.